Hello and welcome into the 90s Guys podcast. My name's Brian.
And I'm Jed.
And if you have not yet joined us on this wonderful journey we call a podcast, we are all about the 90s and 2000s. We love talking about nostalgic stuff.
Yes, we do.
And I think that we're pretty damn good at it.
I think so as well.
Not to toot our own horn, but
toot, you know.
How you doing, bud?
I'm doing all right. How about yourself?
I'm tired as heck.
I feel you on that. What have you been up to this weekend?
I didn't get a lick of sleep last night.
Yeah, you were telling me about that. What happened?
Yeah, nothing happened. Just laying in bed, just one of those nights.
See, I've slept so good this weekend.
Bastard.
Yeah.
Rub it in.
I went to bed at 9:30 on Friday and like 10 o'clock last night. And, Ooh.
Damn, once you get older, like, just hearing about good sleep, it sounds like the best thing ever.
It is.
When I was a kid, all I wanted to do was stay up.
Yeah. I was the same way, man.
Yeah.
Me and my buddy Andrew would stay up late nights playing video games, and then his parents would come down and yell at us, tell us we need to go to bed. And we were like, no!
And they'd beat you for making weird noises.
Yes.
All right. Well, hey, so let's jump right into it. First of all, let me mention real quick. We're on social media.
Yes.
Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Embarrassingly low follower count on Twitter.
Yes.
I think it's 3 people. One of them's me.
And the other 2, one's my friend Becca, who loves the show, by the way.
Hi, Becca.
And then some other guy that's into Rocco's Modern Life.
Okay.
So, which is really cool.
With that.
Yeah.
So follow us at the 90s Guys podcast with a Z. And what's our email again?
Our email is the 90s Guys podcast at gmail.com.
You've gotten good.
I have.
You've gotten really good.
Yeah. That's 2 weeks in a row.
If you haven't listened to our earlier shows, Jed was notoriously bad at reading off the email. He'd go, make sure you email us at podcast90sguys@gmail.com. And I was like, what?
M212. You sank my battleship.
Yep. Okay, so we did something in the last episode that I thought was a lot of fun, and I'd like to do it again if you will allow it.
This time I will.
You are the gatekeeper of fun games. So, last time I debuted something, and we're going to do it again today. It is called Battle of the Best.
Yes.
Okay, so what we do, this is a 16-round elimination game. We are going to tell you what the very best live-action movie of the 90s was.
Ooh.
Jed is going to determine this for us.
Yes.
Determine this.
This is gonna be harder than the other one.
I'm telling you, I'm looking at this one, and I'm glad I'm not doing it.
Yeah, it's gonna be rough.
And I just want to let you know that the fate of the best 90s movie of the 90s lies on your shoulders.
Yeah, well,
and
I'm sorry, 90s movies.
Yeah, don't butcher this now. Okay, let's get going here. This first one is ridiculous. Home Alone or Jurassic Park?
Oh, I gotta go Jurassic Park.
Okay.
I love me some dinosaurs.
It's fair.
Yeah.
But you gotta admit, Home Alone.
Home Alone's great, especially
Gosh.
with all the ways he has set booby traps and stuff he has set up throughout the house and all that's going on.
All the antics.
And then everybody wanted to be left at home alone.
Yes.
Like that,
Yeah.
But no, Jurassic Park was it was one of those ones that, even though it was supposed to be a scary movie, I wasn't really scared of it. But
no.
It's just really good.
It was so good.
So good.
Okay. Forrest Gump or Mrs. Doubtfire?
Oh, Mrs. Doubtfire.
Okay. You say so.
Don't get me wrong, I love Forrest Gump.
I know, it's really a tough one.
Mrs. Doubtfire, as somebody who parents were divorced, and I understood the whole wanting to be with Dad, but Dad was gone.
Hit home a little bit.
Yeah, and then it's Robin Williams, who's the best 90s actor ever.
And just happens to be
our topic of the show today.
Our featured topic and our next segment. Stick around. But before that, we got to figure out what the best movie of the 90s is. This is important work we're doing.
Yeah.
Okay, Dumb and Dumber or Space Jam?
Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah, I agree.
I liked Space Jam, but I wasn't a huge fan of it.
Yeah.
But I still love Dumb and Dumber to this day.
Although I thought the remake was bad.
Yeah, I've heard every other one has been horrible, but the original was just amazing.
Incredible.
So,
okay, Happy Gilmore or Tommy Boy?
Oh,
ouch.
I have to go Tommy Boy. Now, if you would have said Billy Madison, that would have been harder. But Happy Gilmore is one of my least favorite Adam Sandler movies. I still like it, but it's one of my least ones. But the way that Chris Farley and David Spade, their chemistry together in Tommy Boy.
So good.
I love that movie.
It's funny you mentioned Billy Madison. That's in the next bracket here.
Oh, okay.
Billy Madison or the Mighty Ducks.
Oh, come
Oh,
on.
I'm killing you now.
Oh, I have to go OG Mighty Ducks.
Oh, I knew
have
you
to.
would. I knew
That's
you
a
would.
tough one, though.
That one's maybe one of the toughest on
Yeah.
here. Okay. American Pie or There's Something About Mary.
Huh. I guess I would have to go American Pie on that.
Yep, I agree.
I'm not the biggest Ben Stiller fan, but that is one of the good ones.
Yeah.
So
The bathroom scene.
yeah. How'd you get the beans above the Frank?
Okay. Edward Scissorhands or Wayne's World.
Oh, come on. That's tough too.
Yeah, that is a tough one.
Oh, I'm gonna go Wayne's World
Yep, I think you
just
have
because
to.
of the Bohemian Rhapsody car scene.
Mamma Mia!
And then my favorite line of all time is, "If you're gonna spew in this," and he holds up the Dixie cup.
We should recreate that scene.
Oh, we should, yeah. We got to find 3 drunk idiots to put in the back of the car.
Oh, that'll be tough.
yeah.
I don't know any of those. Okay. This is the last round in the preliminaries.
Okay.
The Big Lebowski or The Matrix.
I will have to say The Matrix just because I've never seen The Big Lebowski.
You know what? I tried to watch it. There was so much hype about it. It wasn't that great. I didn't think it was that great.
See, my boss absolutely loves it, and I need to actually watch it because of him. I heard John Goodman is the best part of that whole movie.
But that's how it seems like everybody is with that movie. You either love it or you don't.
Yeah,
really,
there's no, there's really not a middle with that from what I've heard either.
Yeah.
But I've never seen it, so I can't sit there and say it's better than, what was the other?
The Matrix.
The Matrix, yeah.
Yeah.
Which that one will probably be out in the next round because,
Yeah, I know.
yeah.
But I had to throw it in there.
No, you're fine.
Okay, so that is the preliminaries. If you have just a minute, we're going to take a quick word from our sponsor. Okay?
I knew that was coming.
They're paying money to run that ad. We're not going to run it.
What is it, for Beano or Gas X?
It was actually for Fart Company.
Oh, okay. Is that the one where you can send a fart to somebody?
You put it in a jar and you just shoot it to them through the mail for a very low price,
For a
might I
very
add.
low price,
And
okay.
they are a family company.
No.
All right, here we go. Next round. We have Jurassic Park or Mrs. Doubtfire.
Ooh. You suck.
Yep.
I'm gonna go comedy and go Mrs. Doubtfire.
Just kidding. I think you got that one right.
Yeah, that's probably the toughest one so far.
We're talking about such classic movies,
Yeah.
but for me, it's always going to be a comedy.
Yeah,
over
I'm the
anything
same
else.
way. Yeah, unless it's like a super good action movie, like
Yeah.
any of the Avengers movies.
Yeah.
I like all those.
Hey, let's stick to the 90s, pal.
I'm just saying,
Yeah.
it's got to be that epic,
That caliber.
Yeah.
I understand.
So,
Okay, Dumb and Dumber or Tommy Boy?
oh, it's the same movie.
Actually, you're right. Two idiots traveling across the country.
I'm gonna go Tommy Boy. I got to stick with Chris Farley and David Spade.
Okay.
No offense to Jeff Daniels and
Hey,
Jim Carrey.
they're never going to talk to you again. I know
They
you
never
guys were
talked to
tight.
me. They never talked to me in the
What?
first place.
I don't believe that. Okay. The Mighty Ducks or American Pie?
Mighty Ducks.
Yeah, I knew that was going to
Yeah.
be an easy one. Okay. Wayne's World or The Matrix?
The Wayne's World.
Okay. Wayne got it. Okay. Moving on, right before we get to the next round, I have another word from our sponsor. That's a new sponsor.
Was that the Laugh Shack?
Actually, that's not the Laugh Shack. That's the Laugh and Company. This is a Laugh Shack. Totally different company. Okay. Ooh, this is tough. Ooh. Let me see what I got. Oh my gosh, this is not going to be fun for you. Mrs. Doubtfire or Tommy Boy.
I'm still going to go with Mrs. Doubtfire.
Yeah. Wow. Chris Farley, David Spade in the dirt.
But it's Robin Williams.
I know. Okay. Ducks. The Mighty version or Wayne's World.
See, this one I've been thinking about. I want to go Ducks because of just the fact that the first one is amazing, but I also need to pay some respects to Wayne's World because that's the first tape I ever bought was the Wayne's World soundtrack.
Oh, wow.
Because I love that movie so much, so we're going Wayne's World.
Wow, Wayne's World.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Dang. Now, you probably know what it is, but just don't make any comment yet.
Okay.
Okay, because we're not going to move on without a quick word from our sponsor.
The Laugh Track.
It's Laugh Track Company.
Laugh Track Company.
Yeah. I'll be honest with you, they are freaking annoying.
Yeah.
They bug the crap out of me. Okay, before you give me your decision,
Okay.
I need to remind you of the importance of this. You are naming the #1 live-action movie of the 90s, okay?
Okay.
So take that into consideration when you make your choice.
Okay.
Here are your options. For the gold, Mrs. Doubtfire or Wayne's World.
Okay. So this one is a little bit easier
Really?
because you got to think Wayne's World's a cult classic. It wasn't really super, super popular when it came out, but Mrs. Doubtfire was a smash hit from the beginning.
Okay.
So we have to go Mrs. Doubtfire.
Wow, Mrs. Doubtfire got it. Congratulations. Woo!
Yeah. So, I mean, nothing beats Robin Williams, and hence the reason we're doing him in our next segment.
Right.
So,
And I think it's only fair that we give him a quick round of applause. That was
yes,
impressive.
Thank you, Robin Williams,
Robin
for all
Williams.
that you've done. May you rest in peace, and we're very upset that you're gone.
Yes. But we're going to dive more into that in the next segment.
Yes.
Also, can I tell you a quick funny story before we get into our next segment?
Sure.
So, driving in my car today and on the way to the studio here, and I have some chapstick in my car.
Yeah, you always have chapstick in your car.
I'm a nut like that. I like having moist lips.
Yeah.
It's going to sound terrible. So I pick it up, and I go to open it, and I end up getting a soupy mess pouring out of the chapstick.
Onto your pants.
Totally stained my pants.
Yep, that's about right. That's why you don't leave them in your car when it's 1,000,000 degrees outside.
What if I forget to bring it with me?
Yeah, well, that's your fault.
So I was not happy about that.
At least you have a backup.
I know, and look where it spilled, too. That's pretty...
That's right where your wiener is.
That's where my Wayne is.
Yeah.
My Wayne's World.
Your Wayne's World.
All right. Well, hey, don't forget, we are the 90s Guys. This is the 90s Guys podcast. We are now officially on Spotify, my friend. Spotify. And we're damn proud of that, too.
Yeah.
iTunes to come if they're going to stop being jerks.
Yep.
Now they're going to hear this, and now they're going to be like, well.
We don't want to be with them.
And that ain't going to happen now.
Yeah.
So, okay. We are jumping into a topic that I am extremely excited about in this next segment.
Oh, me too. So, and there's a lot to go into with this, especially with stuff that's happened in my recent past with what Robin Williams suffered from. So, this might get heavy a little bit, but we'll try to keep it as fun as possible.
Look what I got right here.
Oh, good. You got the tissues.
I got the tissues.
Oh, they took my roll of toilet paper.
Well, you were misbehaving with it.
Oh, it's behind you. I see how that is.
Yeah, you're not getting it.
Okay.
All right, we are the 90s Guys. We will be right back in just a minute. Don't go away. So it's summertime, and that means a lot of people are doing projects on their homes. If you're doing anything that involves glass, you have to call my friends over at Presley's Glass. They are a wonderful, wonderful business, in business for 25 years, which doesn't happen if you're not doing great work. They're a family-owned business, and what they do is they replace all kinds of glass, windows, mirrors, shower enclosures, you name it, they do it. One thing they pride themselves on is making sure that your project is done on time and, more importantly, done right. They want to make sure that you are 100% happy with everything that happens in your project involving glass. They do everything from residential to commercial, so my friends who own buildings and different commercial complexes, make sure you give them a call. They do that kind of work too. Give them a shout at 636-257-4885 or online at presleysglass.com. Presley spelled Presley, glass.com. Again, Presley's Glass, located in the St. Louis area, doing awesome work. Give them a call, 636-257-4885. Welcome back into the 90s Guys podcast. If you've already forgotten, my name's Brian.
And I'm Jed.
And we are about to dive into a topic that it's going to be a tough one to tackle fully, but it's got to be talked about.
Yes, it does. I mean, this man was a huge part of any childhood of anybody in the 90s because he was almost in every single movie.
Right.
Especially all the good ones.
Yeah.
We are talking about the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Robin Williams.
Yes, Robin Williams.
Robin Williams. And as we all know, he did pass away in 2014. And it actually, after he passed away, it took me a while to actually watch movies he was in because I couldn't.
It was tough for you?
Yeah, because he was such a big part of my childhood. And then he's gone. And it's not like he was old or anything like that. I mean, he was only in his 60s.
Right.
So, and then, but like most comics do, and they don't, confess to it, is he suffered from depression and ended up taking his own life. You know, as someone who does suffer from depression myself and has attempted suicide in the past, I think that's another one of the reasons that it was so hard to actually watch movies after he passed away.
Did you see his pain?
Yeah. Oh yeah. So, and lucky for me, I was willing to get help.
Right.
So, I'm on the medication for it and chipper and happy now. So, because I didn't want to hide it. I didn't want to have that issue. But I've had numerous people, some in my recent past, that have committed suicide that were depressed. A coworker of mine from when I worked at another job, I found out he killed himself like a week before his birthday, and his birthday is today.
Oh,
he killed himself last week sometime. And
I'm so sorry.
So, and then I had a friend that was a Marine that I went to high school with who was one of the nicest guys I've ever met. And all of a sudden I started seeing all this weird stuff to support him and all this stuff. And I did some research into it, found out he killed himself, and it was because of, PTSD and all that stuff.
Oh.
So that's why this is kind of a touchy subject when it comes to that aspect of it. But this is just if you need help, get help, type of thing. Don't hide it. Don't be ashamed. It's nothing to be ashamed about.
Yeah. I've never, ever heard someone say, I have depression or I'm sad, and someone goes, what? What's wrong with you? You know what I mean? It's not like there's nothing wrong with that. It's how you feel. It's how you are. You got to just make a decision to get help.
And there's different types of depression. There's seasonal depression. There's after something happens to you, depression, and then there's kind of like what I have, which is the hereditary depression that comes down from family, and I got it from my dad and all that stuff. So mine's more of a long-term deal. That's why I'm not willing to get off my medication or anything like that because it's working. So why should I?
There's also another type of depression you forgot to mention, and it's we call it Boston Bruins 2019 depression.
That is, I know. I have some friends in my hunting group that have that right now.
Are they doing okay? We spanked him pretty hard.
We did. I know. I don't know. We haven't really heard from him for a while. So, but no. But you have to say, if you are having some thoughts like this on a serious note, please, please, please don't hesitate to get help.
Yep.
There's numbers you can call. Lean on a family member. Lean on a good friend. I mean, me and Brian doing this podcast has actually helped me a lot. So this is another reason why. I mean, Brian, I don't hide anything from Brian. Brian knows everything that goes on in my life. So.
That's right.
So, but let's get back to the goodness.
The goodness.
Of the 90s Robin Williams.
Yes.
The man that he was. So Robin Williams was born in Chicago, Illinois on July 21st, 1951. Yep, Chicago.
Did you say July 21st, 1951?
Yes, sir.
Wow. Gosh, I mean, that's kind of... I didn't actually... my headphones went out. I didn't ever think that he was that old.
Yeah.
I was under the impression maybe he was in his, late 40s when he died.
Oh, no. He was in his 60s.
Oh, my gosh. He looked good for his age.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he pretty much looked the same from the age of, 25 till... he passed away. He looked the same, just a hairy bastard.
Because he was hairy Irish bastard.
He was one of the hairiest bastards you'll ever meet, man. He was you want to talk about somebody's parents who had relations with a Sasquatch.
I was about to say, you would know about hairy people.
So, but, I mean, he got his start on between Mork and Mindy and Happy Days, which I've watched a little bit of Happy Days, but never really watched Mork and Mindy, so I don't know. But it's just he was super, super enthusiastic and high energy, and very much used his body as his canvas to do his acting and all that stuff. And he was fantastic. He was one of the best comedians of all time.
Yeah, and it's remarkable when you go back and watch his first appearances on Mork and Mindy or the early TV shows. You can tell that he's like definitely a star. He just has that star quality to him.
Oh yeah, and everybody that talked to him, like all these people that were in the comic shows with him and whatever, like on stage when he would do his comedy act, they had all been doing it for a while, and they're looking at this guy going, "Oh, we can't compete with that."
Yeah. Uh-oh.
Yeah. So.
Oh, and might I say a quick nano to you?
Yeah, nano.
Yeah, it's funny. I never ever think about his early performances when I think of Robin Williams. You just always think about the blockbuster movies.
Oh yeah, like straight into it. I mean, you need to look at the list of what he did in the 90s. Just the 90s and just kids.
Give us a rundown.
This isn't like all his movies from the 90s. Mrs. Doubtfire.
Boom.
Jumanji.
Boom.
Everybody's favorite genie, Aladdin.
Oh, very true.
Patch Adams. Hook, which is by far one of my all-time favorite movies. Flubber.
Yes.
Bicentennial Man. Jack. Let's keep going here. Robots, which was in the early 2000s.
Okay.
Come on, keep going.
You got this.
There's so many on this list that it's hard to.
Jed has a scroll.
I do. I have to scroll through all these to get to the. And I mean, those are some of just the big kid movies that he was in.
You know what I love too, and this is way later in his career, was RV.
I know a lot of people have. I haven't seen that one yet.
What? You haven't seen RV?
No, I haven't seen RV. Not all the way through. I've seen bits and pieces of it, but not all the way through.
Oh, it's so good.
But then, like me, because the 90s got, I was getting older and whatever, so I got into more of the adult ones that he was in. So like Dead Poets Society was 89, and that's one of my favorite movies of all time. So
I still haven't seen that one.
Oh, it's brilliant.
Okay.
What Dreams May Come was fantastic.
Good Morning Vietnam.
Good Morning Vietnam. Toys.
Toys.
Toys he was a guy who owned a toy shop, and it was a little kind of head trippy, like all kinds of. It's kind of like Willy Wonka meets a toy factory.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it was pretty good. So, and then I mean, he was in Happy Feet, which everybody. Oh. I loved him in Happy Feet. He was a riot in Happy Feet.
So good.
Man of the Year, August Rush, Jacob the Liar, which a lot of people probably haven't seen because it was more of a foreign type film. Whatever, it was during the Holocaust, but it was really, really good. And I know a lot of people talk about Old Dogs. They loved Old Dogs.
Old Dogs.
That's him and John Travolta and Seth Green.
Yes, that was a good one.
Yeah. So I mean, those are just a few of his 90s movies. There's many, many more that he did, and on top of that, TV shows he starred in, like. The one we absolutely love was Whose Line Is It Anyway?
Oh,
he was on that.
You know what? They had guest stars on once in a while, but when Robin Williams came on, you got ready to laugh.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's so funny because he's one of those guys that you assume that he pounds 10 cups of coffee a day. No, because he's bouncing off the freaking walls.
Oh yeah, but that was just him.
Yeah,
him and cocaine. Yeah, but that was just him.
Hey, they were all doing it back then.
No, I think by that time he was drug free.
Yeah, but he just had that persona.
Yeah, he was always like that. It sounds like from the beginning, before any drugs were involved in him. So.
Right.
But I think of when I think of Robin Williams, I think of two things. Father figure of the 90s.
Yeah,
and the other person I think of that reminds me of that is Tim Allen.
Oh, absolutely.
Tim Allen and Robin Williams were the dads of the 90s. Like,
yes.
Any movie they were in, even in Jumanji, when he really wasn't a dad, he still felt like a dad to me, So, but, I mean, that's why we wanted to do just the whole segment on Robin Williams instead of just picking a couple movies or whatever, because you got to give Robin Williams a whole thing just on him because of all that he did in the 90s. And if you didn't like Robin Williams in the 90s, I don't even want to meet you.
We don't like you.
Email us. Yeah. Don't follow us. Please don't listen to our show ever again because you're not worthy of listening to it.
Wow. Way to attack
that is the meanest I will ever get. But if you don't like Robin Williams, you can get out.
Get out!
Get out.
Yeah, but it's so funny because Robin Williams, every single time I would see him or hear him, even just his voice in like an animated film, you could just tell that he was a kind person. He had a great heart. He just had that. He always had this exuberance of just like positive energy. And gosh, like what a freaking! I mean, we can't ever thank him enough for that. That's incredible.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I mean, and that's the thing is he just wanted to make people laugh.
Yeah,
that's all he wanted to do. I think the hardest part of his death with me was listening to Billy Crystal and Whoopi Goldberg talk about it, because they were so close, and they would do that fundraiser for homeless people, for the comics would all get together and do, and the three of them were so close and all this stuff, and the beautiful tribute that Billy Crystal paid to him at, I think it was
I want to say maybe the Oscars.
Was it the Oscars? It was either Oscars or Academy Awards. I can't remember. But I just remember watching that, just thinking how, and he was just torn up about it because they were all three so close. And she did. I remember watching an interview with Whoopi Goldberg and Billy Crystal, and she could barely keep it together. And that's just the kind of person he was, that because if he was your friend, he was your friend. He took care of you. He wanted to be in your life. But yet he was afraid to ask for help when things got tough for him. So, I mean, but,
that's just one of those things, too. You got to think that, you think that these people, these celebrities that are superheroes, but we have to realize they're humans. There's nothing different.
Yeah, they're regular people. Just have to happen to have a talent.
Right.
That gets them noticed.
An insane talent.
Yeah. Well, in his case, just insanity, period. Yeah. So
pure, hilarious insanity.
Yeah, he was just nutsoid.
Now, if I had to ask you this question, this is so difficult. What would you have to say is your favorite Robin Williams movie? Can you boil it down?
Well, it depends on what you're looking for.
Okay.
Comedy-wise.
Comedy.
It would be Mrs. Doubtfire, followed by Jack, which was not huge by any means.
I've never seen Jack.
Jack is hilarious. Jack is a boy who's got this disease that he grows and ages faster. So by the time he goes to kindergarten, he's got the body of like a 40-year-old, and he's like 6 feet tall. And all this.
Okay. But
he's got the mind of a kindergartner or first grader or whatever grade he's in. So it's really, really funny because he looks like an adult, but he's a kid.
Did you sell that movie script? Isn't that your life?
I'm still a kid, but I'm 33 years old, and I look like I'm 33 years old. And then I think after that would be Jumanji.
Yeah, such a classic.
And I do have to say, the remake that they did of Jumanji was very well done.
Agreed.
I'm glad they did it the way they did, by making it into a video game and all that stuff, and actually going into the game, as opposed to trying to redo the original Jumanji, because that would have been horrible in my eyes.
Totally
especially
agree.
After Robin Williams passing away. I would have been like, nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
It was very respectful to the original movie. Yes. It didn't trample on it, and it called back.
Yes.
Which is cool.
Yeah. So, but as far as dramas or whatever, because he was a brilliant, serious actor.
Yes.
Which a lot of comedians are. Jim Carrey is a fantastic serious actor when he has to do a serious role.
Ridiculously good.
It has to be Dead Poet Society. That by far is my favorite Robin Williams movie that's not a comedy.
Yeah.
I don't know. The whole story is just kind of tug at your heart with everything that goes on, but he was fantastic in that. But I do have to give a shout out to Robots. I think that his character in that movie was a friggin' riot, and is probably the reason that movie was as good as it was. If it was anybody else playing that character, I don't think it would have been as funny as it was.
Agreed.
So,
and if you don't remember, he was the red, goofy robot
that kept falling apart. And
he had like he was always like getting like spare parts on the street to build himself back up.
So, but no, when I think 90s, I think of Robin Williams. I mean, straight up, that's exactly what I think when I think of the 90s. So, God bless you, Robin Williams.
Yep.
We miss you, Robin Williams.
We really do.
Thank you, Robin Williams.
Yes.
And rest in peace, Robin Williams.
Yes. Beautiful tribute.
Yes.
Beautiful. And I'll tell you what, I think that at some point in this podcast, we'll probably do, an analysis of one of his movies.
I think we should. I think we could do a few.
We could do a couple.
I think we should look more into Mrs. Doubtfire and Jumanji and Aladdin. Of course, we're going to do Aladdin. I mean, that movie that again to me is a lot like Robots. It's not the same movie without Robin Williams being the genie.
Yeah.
So,
and I'll tell you this, I actually just saw the new remake of Aladdin. Mm-hmm. I think that Will Smith did an excellent job. No one will ever replace Robin Williams.
Yeah.
But again, I think that they did a good job maintaining that brand.
Well, I'm glad you said that because I honestly watched the remake of Beauty and the Beast. I did not like it.
Yeah.
And I love the Disney cartoon version.
It was weird.
But I did not like it. So if you liked it, I might look into it and actually watch it.
Oh, I highly recommend it.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's funny because Will Smith got a lot of flack for how he looked as the genie. Man, he killed it. He actually did the Robin Williams persona where he's bouncing off the walls and saying this and saying that in different voices.
Okay.
So and he did it very tastefully.
Okay.
So I highly recommend.
Then I will look into that one.
So just to wrap it up, Robin Williams, brilliant comic, stand-up comic.
Yes.
Brilliant actor on not just movies but also television.
Yep.
He was a person. He was a person that was flawed and had some issues.
Oh yeah.
And gosh, we really wish that what happened wouldn't have happened, but we just hope he's in a better place now. And
yes.
But yeah, Robin Williams, we got to give it up to him. We got to give it up. Give me a little round of applause. I was gonna get my sound effects, but they're not working right now.
That's all right. We can do it live in studio.
We got it. So. All right. Well, hey, that was another edition of the 90s Guys podcast. Nice work, bud.
Yeah. That one was touchy.
That was touchy.
It's a little touchy at the heart there, a little tuggy tug.
You had a little glimmer in your eye.
I know. You held all the tissues away, so I couldn't.
I want you to cry for the podcast. It's going to be a better show. All right. Well, hey, don't forget, connect with us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and also you can email us at
the 90s Guys podcast at gmail.com.
We've trained you well.
I'm getting better at this, Brian. And please send us emails. Let us know what you think. Check us out on Spotify and SoundCloud and YouTube, and subscribe.
Spotify. We're very happy to be on there. And also, do I have a note here from you about the email?
No.
Is this from you? I think it is.
Only if it's a 3-sided piece of paper.
You don't know if it is or not yet. It says here, only send compliments about the show if they're about Jed. Dude, what the heck?
That's about right.
What? What's wrong with you?
Well, this is the first episode I've been mean to people, but apparently you're mean to people every episode. So,
yeah, I don't care. All right, no, I do care, and I love you guys.
Yes, we appreciate all of our listeners, and we love you.
Yep. Don't forget, you can catch us every Wednesday and Sunday, dropping new episodes. And until then, we will miss you, but we have to go. Don't forget, my name's Brian.
And I'm Jed.
We are the 90s Guys, and we will catch you next time.
Nanu, nanu.